Yes, sir. It's your boy Snake Eye, Bomb from TV checking in. First off, you know we got to salute to that notification military for continuously dropping these bombs. Like button. Make sure you hit the bell to get notified every time we upload. Make sure you subscribe to Bomb First TV. The channel is growing. From time to time, Bomb First Nation, I'd like to do things in the sports arena. And this one is a very, very traumatic discussion that's happening in the NFL. CTE, the concussions. Let's go with this story. 24-year-old NFL linebacker Joshua Perry is already retiring. Here's why. Let's get into it. Perry, who was signed with the San Diego Los Angeles Chargers, the Indianapolis Colts, and Seattle Seahawks over the course of his career, appeared on Today on Thursday to explain his tough decision. The decision's hard because of the time that was invested and how much you love the game, the former Ohio State athlete told Savannah Guthrie and Hodo Cobb. I've been playing football since I was 9 years old. He continued, I love the game of football, so that made the decision tough. Walking away from such a long chapter in a journey in my life, transition is tough. The hard part was getting over that. The easy part was understanding that my health and my well-being is more important than playing the game. Yeah, I think it's definitely a personal decision for these NFL players when they're thinking about. I mean, if you know you had several concussions, I mean, you got to think about your health. Long as you running up and down that field, and long as you scoring touchdowns, or long as you getting tackles, or long as you catching that ball, they gonna pay you to do it as long as you decent. But personally, you got to look out for your personal well-being. Perry's retirement comes amid growing concern about CTE, a degenerate brain disease that stems from head injuries in the NFL. In 2017, Boston University researchers found that out of 111 former NFL players studied, 110 had CTE. This is mind boggling. The young athlete told Today he believes that the NFL is handling the situation well, but they doing all they can and they trying to make the helmets better. They doing a lot more research. He said that I think that we do a great job in terms of protocol that the NFL had. He said coaches aren't pressuring players to get pressuring players to get back. I think players feel their own type of pressure to be there for their teammates. As retired players, there's also a lot of benefit and resources for your health as well. So I think we're getting better and better. I mean, this is crazy how the playing a game that you love can get you hurt and permanent brain damage. And I know they said that Aaron Hernandez had one of the worst cases of CTE when they did the study on his brain. I mean, not saying that that causing him to act out, but you never know. Taking all them hits repeatedly and over a period of time, one concussion, two concussion, three concussion. Every concussion leads you closer and closer to something major happening to your body and to your brain. So these NFL players that's having multiple concussions, I mean, you had to think for yourself, look, it's time to get out of here. It's time for me to retire. He's 24-year-old, but he got his whole life ahead. What sense would it make for him to keep going and be 26 and can't hardly do anything? You know what I'm saying? So my question to y'all, Bond First Nation, is if you was playing football or doing something in life and you knew that if you continued to do it, your life may be cut short, what would you do? I mean, he's walking away from millions. He's walking away from money. Money isn't everything. Health is wealth, and you need your bag. So, Bond First Nation, when do you think enough is enough? Is no age that should be put on your health, and I want y'all, Bond First Nation, to take your health serious. But this young man is only 24 and walking away from a career that people dream of. But due to his health, he's, I think, taking the smarter route. I know he's taking the smarter route. So I'm just giving y'all a little insight of what I think about this CTE and all these NFL players getting these concussions. I'm an NFL fan, Philadelphia Eagles for life, and but I'm just saying, like, football season getting ready to start, and we know how these brutal hits can happen, and so many over and over really will affect your brain. Make sure you hit that bell to subscribe to get notified every time we upload. The channel is really growing. I noticed today that even though we don't have over 1,000 subs, Bond First TV has over 250,000 views, which I see some YouTube channels that they don't have that many views. You know, they have way more subs, 4,000, 5,000, 3,000 subs, but they don't have as many views. So we doing something right over here at Bond First TV. Again, sometimes I will dabbling in the sports. I'm a big sports fan, so I'm just leaving you a video, and I'm gonna let you see the interview he did with Holder and Samantha on this after this right here. So let's go right into the video. When is it time to retire when you having concussions in the NFL? This is Bond First TV. This your boy Snake Eyes. Salute. Yes, sir.
NFL spokesperson told us the league is committed to driving progress in the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of head injuries, and added, quote, "We respect any player's decision on when to retire. It's a personal decision, and every player goes through his own process." And that brings us to Joshua Kerr, who joins us exclusively. Joshua, good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How hard was this decision? I mean, you're a football player, to be drafted, to be in the NFL. That's the stuff of dreams.
It is. The decision's hard because of the time that was invested and how much you love the game. Been playing football since I was 9 years old. I love the game of football. So that made the decision tough. Walking away from such a long chapter in a journey in my life, transition's tough. But the hard part was getting over that. The easy part was understanding that my health and my well-being is more important than just playing the game.
And talking about your brain health, I think when some people see what they think is a concussion happening, they expect to see two players going like head-to-head and banging. But that's really a misconception. You got your sixth, and it didn't even look like it was that bad of a hit.
That was the thing that was most alarming to me, is how pedestrian of a play it was. It was just a run-of-the-mill type of football play. And so that was the time that I had to take and consider, okay, what's the next step? What's more important for my future?
You've had 6 concussions, as mentioned. I mean, when you had those experiences, what did you think? Did you worry then about your health? Did you think, gosh, what am I doing long term?
You worry a little bit. I think the hardest thing is there's so much gray area in the research, but at the same time, you understand the risk when you go out there, and you understand from a young age that football is a violent sport, and so you get your mind around that and you keep going a little bit.
Is it something that young guys in the locker room, guys your age, talk about?
There's been more conversation recently. I think a lot of guys tend to understand the risk, but not necessarily talk about it because you can't go into football having any reservations.
Well, Joshua, you have so much to you, so much more than football. First of all, you are devoted to your brother.
Yes.
He has Asperger's, which is an autism type disorder, and I know that you have done so much for him. And you said to us during the commercial, one of the best things about this is you get to see him more.
Yes. My family is really important. I've got 2 great parents and 2 great brothers. And my younger brother is especially special to me because of all the adversity he's had to fight through. So I'm excited about the opportunity to be able to work in that arena as well.
Kind of big picture, do you think the NFL is doing enough when it comes to concussions and CTE?
I think so. I think the hardest part, like I said earlier, is the research is a little bit fuzzy.
Yeah.
I think that we do a great job in terms of the protocol that the NFL has. Coaches aren't pressuring players to get back. I think players feel their own type of pressure to be there for their teammates. And as retired players, there are also a lot of benefits and resources for your health as well. So I think we're getting better and better.
I have to mention, I mean, you gave up a big salary.
Yes.
You know, and that's not easy to do.
No, it's not.
But you've got big dreams.
I do.
Yeah. And tell us about your future. What are you going to do?
Well, first and foremost, I have a charity. It's called the Joshua Perry Family Foundation. We want to inspire our youth through empowerment, self-efficacy, and education. So I want to keep doing work through my charity to help out young people. I'm starting my real estate pre-licensing classes on Saturday so I can transition into that. And then I've got a couple of offers to do sports television and sports radio as well.
Well, we were going to suggest it because Joshua.
Right, there's a spot for you for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having
Good
me.
luck to you. Keep in touch. Let us know how it goes.
No doubt.
He's about to hit the book.
I can tell.
Love it.
Thanks.